everyone, and welcome back to Warm Up. I am Allie Love, Nick McCarville, and now this is men's finals, and it's our final warm-up show. But before we go, we have our final love lesson, Nick. Today, we're going to focus on savoring the moment. They always say the most treasured and important things in a person's life aren't the things that are tangible, but those are things that can last forever, such as stories and memories. And throughout this US Open and on this warm-up, we've made some really great memories, and there's some fun stories that we have to tell. And so, Nick, I thought it'd be great if we rallied this up and we shared our top 3 moments and or memories here at the US Open this year.
Well, Allie, I love that love lesson. I'm sad that it's going to be our final one. I think I'm going to FaceTime you often every morning to ask for a love lesson. Actually, to kick us off here on memories from the US Open, and I'm not lying here, it's been a joy to be on the warm-up every morning, not only with you, Allie Love, you've been a bright light for this US Open, but with you guys, the fans. We have sought to bring you a fun show, an insightful show, and hopefully in these strange times in our world, we've brought the US Open into your living room in a different way.
Oh, I love that, Nick. It has been a pleasure to rock with you and all of the fans. One of the memories for me is Naomi Osaka's mask. I think social activism from athletes, really important, but also needed in society to move that needle.
The masks were incredible, and congrats to Naomi Osaka. We're going to talk about that. You know what? I've been so impressed with the athletes this US Open. No fans on site. You guys, we've missed you greatly here at the US Open. But the way that people were able to mentally and physically, emotionally get through these matches without fans on site, hats off to all the competitors of the US Open.
Oh, I love that one. Another one that comes up for me, the past 7 years, Return the Serve. Chase has sponsored that program. It's about $1.5 million granted to the USTA Foundation. It's 12 chapters across the United States, about $15,000 granted for each Return to Serve foundation, funding the support of year-round tennis and, of course, educational programming.
Awesome. Really great stuff from Chase. You know, I've been inspired, Allie, by all the inspiring stories. We talk about the on-court action a lot. I put my tennis geek glasses on, but off-court, we had the Canadians with Shapovalov and Felix, and anything is possible. So we had Jennifer Brady proving indeed that anything is possible. We had the wheelchair athletes wowing us once again. It's all about the players and the stories, and I hope you guys felt that at home too.
We felt that, and I felt that in my last story, my last memory, the March of the Mothers. I mean, it had an impact on me, having 3 mothers, Serena Williams, Victoria Azarenka, Svetlana Perankova, all in the quarterfinals, really shows representation matters. And so on that note, we had our good memories. We have more to be made today, but before we get into the men's finals, let's talk about what happened last night, Nick.
That's right, Allie. If you don't Naomi her name yet, it's time. Osaka it to me, and she did, Allie, against Azarenka in the first come-from-behind victory in the women's final in 26 years at the US Open. Now, let's start from the top. Vika came out firing in this one against a flat-footed Osaka. She belted 7 winners in as many games to take that first set 6-1. Vika was playing in her 3rd US Open final, and she had a point to go up 3-0 in the second set. But that's when the 2018 champion Naomi, she really started to find her groove. Osaka would win 6 of the next 7 games behind 5 aces and a re-energized baseline battalion. For the first time in 4 years, we were headed to a decider in the women's final. That's where she really shone her brightest. She raced to a 4-1 lead, fending off an ever-fierce Azarenka, who was playing in her 3rd New York City final and first in 7 years. But Osaka would claim the championship on a backhand into the net from Vika. She'll launch back to world number 3 next week and has won 3 majors in just 17 appearances at age 22. This, Allie, was an amazing finish to the women's event, and I simply say, from us here at the warm-up to these 2 champions, thank you. Well, we had a great women's final there in the singles, and let's go to the women's wheelchair final where we had Didi de Groot, and she's won now 3 US Open titles herself, holding off rival and 2-time US Open winner Yui Kamiji 6-3, 6-3. It's actually a 3rd in a row, so congratulations to de Groot. In the men's doubles, we had the all-British duo of Alfie Hewitt and Gordon Reid. They won their 4th straight wheelchair title, beating Stefan Uday and Nicholas Pfeiffer. And then also we had the quad wheelchair doubles final. It was a seesaw affair, Allie. Dylan Alcott and Andy Lathorn, they held off Sam Schroeder and David Wagner, the American, 3-6, 6-4, and 10-8 in a match tiebreak. There's also more wheelchair action today.
This really transitions us perfectly into Allie's rally. This segment I'm going to call the sneak attack edition. We're gonna kick it off with the women's singles finals. What an incredible Saturday. Our first rally features Naomi Osaka and Victoria Azarenka. And I must say, throughout this match, Vika's ability to precisely place the ball down the line was perfection. And of course, it was Vika's hope as she pushes into the net to close it out. But Naomi's powerful cross-court forehand is the sneak attack that won the point. And as you mentioned, Nick, the match in 3 sets, donning her the 2020 US Open's women's singles champion.
That was one of the big points of the match for Osaka. Huge pass there.
Next, we have the women's wheelchair finals. Didi DeGroot and Yui Kamiji. Kamiji serves, and this rally makes my top list for this year, I have to say, only because if you notice in rallies, you can kind of figure out where the ball is going to be returned. But it was a bit of a sneak attack when Kamiji hits the backhand. Yui Kamiji wins the point, but it's Didi DeGroot, as you mentioned, that wins the match. And of course, is the 2020 Women's Wheelchair Singles Champion for the 3rd time. Let's keep this action rolling. Wheelchair men's quad doubles finals. Alcott, Lapthorne, Schroeder, Wagner. At first, it's a one-man show as they come towards the net here. Boom, a little back and forth. And then it's Alcott that comes literally with another sneak attack. You see Schroeder return right there? The sneak attack happens now. I loved it. Putting fire on that ball. Dylan Alcott and Andy Lapthorne won the match in straight sets and are the 2020 wheelchair men's quad doubles champions. We have another one, wheelchair men's doubles. Hewitt Reed, Uday Kiefer. The serve comes from Hewitt Reed. And Nick, this one looks like a casual classic rally. Yes, one that's enjoyable to watch. You hear the great communication from the respective teams, which I always enjoy. And then all of a sudden, it's Alfie Hewitt with a fake overhead that goes for the light touch to shorten the ball. Yet another sneak attack. Okay.
This was amazing. I loved the fake overhead, and then this literally is a boop and a sneak attack too. Great theme.
Alfie Hewitt and Gordon Reed wins the points, but it's this duo of Brits that are our new 2020 US Open wheelchair men's doubles champions.
Come through, Allie Love. You have been fantastic with Allie's rallies throughout this tournament. I love the sneak attack theme. And again, with Love Lessons and Allie's rallies, it's going to be a daily FaceTime from Nick McCarville, so get ready.
And I look forward to it. Now, speaking of FaceTime, Nick, Naomi Osaka, right after her win, got some really cool faces to send some messages to her on social media. First up, we have the king, LeBron James. Great comeback. Congrats to Osaka. What?
Awesome. Amazing.
Next up, we have Lindsey Vonn.
Lindsey Vonn loves her tennis.
She does. She talks about 2 strong fighters. Lachina Robinson, yes, WNBA come through. She said, let's go, Naomi. Keeping it with the WNBA, swing cash. Oh, such a classic. Keep pushing it, love. I love that.
I love this one, Allie, from Gabby Sabatini. She's a US Open champion herself.
What's the next one? This is all you, Nick.
Yeah, Allie, this is history recognizing history. You've got the Rocket Rod Laver, one of the all-time greats watching from down under, paying some due respect to a history maker in Osaka.
Absolutely. And then we finish strong, of course, with Billie Jean King. Pressure is a privilege. And she congratulates not only Naomi Osaka, but of course, Victoria Azarenka, saying tremendous finals by both of them. Wow. All right, everyone. The warm-up has a very special guest joining us. Please welcome Mary Carillo. She is a U.S. sportscaster, former professional tennis player, a reporter for NBC, NBC Olympics, and the Tennis Channel. And this year, she's one of the voices of the U.S. Open. Hi, Mary, and thank you so much for joining us last day of U.S. Open tennis men's finals. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Allie. Yes, I was a former player. I never got this far into any tournament I ever played. So I think I made the right choice to leave the court and just talk about it. And as I've said to you before, I have had a singularly special and important 2 weeks here, working with the World Feed and getting to be on site and seeing how everything was somehow able to coalesce and come together. We saw some unbelievable matches, a lot of poignant moments as well. Veterans coming back, younger players coming up. I have loved these 2 weeks. It's meant a lot to me.
Well, it's meant a lot to us, Mary, to be able to hear you on the World Feed. You've had some quotable quotes, and let's go ahead and get right into the men's final. We've got Sasha Zverev and Dominic Thiem. How do you set up this battle? Because these guys know each other pretty well.
And they're good friends. They're good friends too. And I'm figuring that Thiem is going to win his first major. I think he's been knocking on the door a lot more than really anybody else left. And he doesn't have to play one of the big three guys to do it. I mean, the three finals he's been in, he's lost to back-to-back finals at Roland Garros to Rafa Nadal. Rafa and Roger Federer didn't show up. So I think it is Thiem's time. I really do. And Sasha he's streaky good and streaky bad. And we've seen both, a lot of both this tournament. I think he played better, Sasha, in the first week. But I think Thiem is playing better in the second week. It could be a nice looking match. And I think it'll be emotional. I mean, these guys are both trying to win their first major. I think it's going to be good, but I'm definitely figuring that Thiem is going to figure out a way to win it. What do you think?
Yeah, well, we're going to get to our picks in just a second. We're going to have a little
How good have
table.
your picks been for the last 13 days, if you don't mind my asking?
Terrible.
No, Nick has been killing it with the picks in terms of his picks have won. Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. It's true. He has. I do want to go back to something that you said, Mary, in just terms of your experience here at the U.S. Open. Obviously, it's unlike anything we've ever experienced. It's actually very, very different given the state of what we're all going through. How do you contextualize it from the many you have attended? Like you talk about those poignant moments. What does that look like? Can you provide insight?
Well, Nick and I have been talking about this over the last couple of weeks because we've been sitting in the stands, watching, in an empty stadium, watching people still doing what they love to do, what means the most to them. I feel privileged that I got to be one of the few people who've been here in person. Again, I don't know, I've been emotional throughout this whole tournament, but when Serena Williams lost in the semis, I mean, here's a woman who's tried for the last couple of years to win another major. And when she lost, if that place had been full of 23,500 people in Ash Stadium, they would have given her a long, rousing standing ovation. And instead there was this dead quiet. And it gutted me. I went from feeling so happy for Victoria Azarenka to just watching Serena make her way off that court and through the tunnel and into the quiet. So there are things, those things have been hitting me and occurring to me for 2 weeks now. And it's emotional. It's emotional.
Well, I think you've done a terrific job of sharing that on World Feed, and I think it showed the beauty and the beast of our sport, stripping all of it away, this mano-a-mano battle, Mary. So we've had Mary's pick. Ali, are you agreeing with her on Dominic Thiem?
I actually am. I chose Dominic Thiem too. And I think similar to Mary, what you called out, I think his ability to stay focused and sharp under pressure has shown in his game, and his demeanor has been consistent here at the US Open. And so I think that is going to be the fortitude that pushes him through to the top.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, ladies, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I mean,
go Sasha!
People have been doubting Sasha Zverev, and this come up now for 3 years. And, it hasn't been the prettiest path to the final, but the way that he's fought through and the way that he's winning ugly. Brad Gilbert has coined it. If you walk away with a W next to your name, it's a W and it doesn't matter. Yes, he's got a losing record. Yes, he hasn't played as good of tennis as Thiem in this tournament. But I think that streakiness, if he can find the hot zone, and there's going to be pressure on Dominic Thiem. Don't doubt it that he is the favorite here. He's never faced this situation, not playing a big three member in the final. Let's go, Sasha.
Wow, really?
Ooh.
Go with Sash. Wait a minute. Wait. I gotta ask Nick about this. So of all of the young people, we've all kept thinking, you're thinking Sasha's the guy who's finally going to win a major out of that next group.
I wasn't thinking that 10 days ago, but he has figured out how to put himself in this situation. And, I think he takes some hits on the chin for the way that he played against Crania Busta, but he won. And so I think he put himself in the final.
All right, so not that you're getting me to change my mind.
Ooh. Come to my side, Mary, come on.
No, you're on my side.
No, I'm with you, Ali. I'm just saying it's very interesting because with Thiem, he's got this big, loud game and this quiet, gentle voice. And there's a humility to him that you hear whether he wins or loses matches. There's this spectacular arrogance to Sasha. So
he believes he can win it.
He is to the manner born. He acts like, this is my time. This is my court. I'm just hoping these guys both show up and say, all right, let's go. Give me the balls. Let's go.
Yes, we want a great match. It's the men's finals, and we're excited and looking forward to some fantastic tennis to close us out for this 2020 U.S. Open. So,
and you want it to be especially good because the big three aren't here. So you want this baton pass to be clean. You
Yeah.
know, you don't want to look at this final and say, well, those other guys weren't here. You want to look at this final and say, these guys have been bringing it. They deserve to be in the final. One of them deserves to be a U.S. Open champion, right?
Yes,
Totally.
and one of them will be a U.S. Open champion this year. All right, Mary, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate your insight. It's always fun to chat with you. And thank you for joining us here at the warm-up.
My pleasure, kids. My pleasure.
Thanks, Mary. Thanks so much.
Bye, Mary. Nick, I can't believe you almost had Mary come on your team. She was Team Allie all the way, and I feel like I had to force her. I know you're friends, but she was definitely like, you had her wheels turning, which is what you're good at. You're also good at Nick's picks, which is next.
I mean, honestly, as we get into Nick's picks, the only argument is there's no I in team, guys, and that's why you should be Thiem Zverev for today's final. Let's talk about it. Allie, as we were discussing with Mary Carillo, this is a matchup where Dominic Thiem is the favorite. But let's go ahead and look at 3 things that could play out in this match. First off, I think it's who gets out of the gate the fastest. That first set is going to be really pivotal. Secondly, who can control the court better? Thiem is happy to engage in these long physical rallies, but for Zverev, he has to look for those first punch opportunities to take advantage of throughout. Lastly, I'm going off of that opportunity sort of theme, and who can move forward? Whoever can feel that forward motion and get in quicker, I think that is going to be the US Open champion, a first-time champion on the men's side in tennis since 2014. And as Mary says, we're really looking forward to the battle. Let's go, boys. Let's do it.
Well, Nick, you're talking about men's finals, but it's not the only thing wrapping up today. We have some wheelchair finals as well.
Yeah, we sure do. We've got the finals in the women's doubles, the men's singles, as well as the quad singles. They're all going to be contested. And of course, it's a congratulations to all the wheelchair athletes here at the US Open.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to move into our final segment of Batter Up here. This is the last batch. And there are 2 pancake faces we have to guess. Only 2. Are you in? All right, fans, you're in this too. Get your face ready. We have to guess who this is. A player
Oh, there's
who
some
wears
glasses. Billie Jean King. Oh, that's some
this
good
is
hair.
No, I got it. He
What do you
used to
got?
run the tennis courts back in the day. They used to call him the King of Wimbledon in his own backyard. I'm going to go with Nick McCarville.
Oh, wait, is that me?
It has to be.
I'm absolutely embarrassed, but wow, that's amazing. Where's I should have some glasses nearby to put on. Come on. I'm looking good. Cheesing it.
You're looking great.
All right,
I think-
next up.
I'm just going to give my guess. It's Beyonce.
Amazing. I think it's Oprah, actually, isn't it? That's definitely Oprah.
Totally Oprah.
Oh, come on. That hair, I've seen it on Instagram. It's a star. She's a star. You guys, it's the one and only Allie Love.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is awesome. And how do you feel about having the syrup? Now, usually you have your syrup on the side, Allie Love.
It really, I have to tell you, throws me for a loop when someone pours syrup all over their pancake. So, without
Okay.
further ado, fans, we
Yeah.
have a special treat for us, but for you to watch. Nick, we have
Pancake
pancake.
maker. Come on.
Woo! So
I
as
mean-
you notice, I have the syrup on the side, and then you always cut your pancakes in triangles.
Let's see. Can
No,
I do this
no,
and not
no.
pour syrup on my computer? Here you go, Allie Love.
No, Nick, no.
Right
All
on
the
that
things I've learned
pancake. Yum.
over the last 2 weeks,
Mm.
and all the things you've learned, one of the things you should take away is to not pour syrup all over your pancakes.
Honestly, I think the one thing, other than Zverev versus Thiem, the one thing I'll disagree with you in the show is that you put the syrup right on the pancake. Come on.
No. All right, this is where y'all come in.
Mm.
I need you to take to social media. Not only do I want your favorite moment of the US Open, favorite moment, we talk about
Mm-hmm.
making moments and stories, please share it, hashtag US Open, at US Open, but also please get on there and tell us how you pour the syrup on pancakes.
That's very important. I mean, you guys, from Saturdays with pancakes, every day with pancakes, the warm-up has been so enjoyable for us. You can feel it here between Allie and I. And there's actually a whole team, and we'd actually like to call them a family, right? It's the warm-up family, Allie.
Absolutely. We love all of our team. We have Jay, we have A-Rob, and we have Matt. And of course, Nick. We have 2 Nicks on the show. We want to thank y'all so much.
And Allie Love, it's been a joy. I love that you've gotten even more into the tennis this US Open. And you guys, we hope we've done the same for you at home. We know it's been a strange one. The warm-up is meant to be just when you're hanging out at home watching some tennis. And we hope you enjoy one more day at the US Open.
Absolutely. Enjoy the men's finals. We will see you soon. Allie Love, Nick McCarville. And no, I'm not crying. You're crying.
Oh, I'm eating. Bye, guys.